So, when you think about a personal AI assistant, your mind probably jumps straight to Siri or Alexa or Google Assistant, right? And look, they're useful, no doubt about it. But they all have this one thing in common. They're controlled by massive companies. Your data, your conversations, it all lives on their servers. But what if there was another way? What if you could have an assistant that you control, running on your own stuff? Okay, let's get into it.
Right out of the gate, you see this, exfoliate. It's weird, it's memorable, and honestly, it's kind of the battle cry for this entire open source project that's trying to do personal AI completely differently. They call it the lobster way, and the whole idea is about shedding that old rigid shell of corporate-controlled AI.
So, what exactly is Clawdbot? Well, at its core, it's a personal AI assistant that you actually install and run yourself. See, unlike the big guys, it's not some service you're renting. It's software that lives on your computer, maybe a home server, on your devices, and this is the absolute key. It is built from the ground up to be local first, which means it's private and just wicked fast.
To really get what makes Clawdbot tick, we gotta look at how it's built. This is where we get to the actual brains of the operation, which, true to its whole philosophy, lives right there on your machine, with you.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. At the very heart of Clawdbot is this thing called the gateway. Just think of it like the central nervous system for your own personal AI. It's the command center that manages absolutely everything. Your chats, the tools it uses, all the apps it connects to, and the best part? It all runs right there, on your hardware.
And this chart just lays it all out perfectly. With the cloud AIs we're used to, your data's on their servers, you have to be online, and you're totally stuck inside their walled garden. But with Clawdbot's local-first model, everything flips. The data is yours, on your device, it's super fast, and because it's open source, you can customize it to do whatever you want. It's your AI, not one you're just borrowing.
Okay, so it's private, it's local, it's yours. That's awesome. But, how do you actually use it? How do you talk to this thing? Well, this is where Clawdbot gets really, really clever. It meets you right where you already are. Let me show you.
I mean, just look at this list. Clawdbot plugs directly into the messaging apps you're already using every single day. We're talking WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, even iMessage, you name it. There's no separate Clawdbot app you have to open. You just chat with your assistant like you text a friend.
And that right there is the magic of it all. What this creates is a single, unified assistant that's just seamlessly woven into your digital life. You get one AI brain, one single source of truth for yourself, and you can get to it from pretty much any chat window you happen to have open. It is so convenient.
But hold on, we're not just talking about some clever chatbot that can answer trivia questions. Not even close. Clawdbot's real power, its superpower really, is its ability to take your words and turn them into actual actions. It's not just a conversationalist, it's an agent that can do things for you.
The way it does this is with a concept called tools, and these are the real game changer. Think of them as special skills that let the AI break out of the chat box and actually interact with your computer, your other devices, and the internet on your behalf. This is the leap from just talking to actually doing.
Here's a super simple example of how that works. You ask it to research a topic. Now, instead of just dumping a bunch of links on you, Clawdbot can actually fire up its own secure browser, go do the searching, read through the articles, and then come back to you with a nice, neat summary. It does the grunt work for you.
And believe me, it goes way beyond just web browsing. It has companion apps for your Mac, iPhone, and Android. It can send you system notifications, and through these cool little plugins they call nodes, it can even tap into your device's camera or record your screen, if you give it permission, of course. It even has an always-on voice mode, so yeah, it can work just like the assistants you're already used to.
So when you put it all together, a private multi-channel assistant that can take real-world actions, you start to realize this isn't just another piece of software. It's a statement. It's a whole philosophy about where personal computing and AI should be headed.
And that brings us right back to the lobster way. It's all about shedding that dependency on big tech and taking back ownership of our own digital lives. The single idea driving this entire project is to put the power, the privacy, and the control right back where it belongs, in your hands.
And this idea is clearly hitting a nerve. This number you see, 58,500, that's the number of stars the project has on GitHub. Now, in the developer world, that is a massive vote of confidence. It means people are paying attention.
Then you got this, 7,000 forks. That means 7,000 people thought this was so cool that they made their own copy of the code to tinker with, to modify, maybe even to contribute new ideas back to the main project. It's a sign of a really healthy, active community.
And get this, it's not just one person's passion project. We're talking about 309 direct contributors. This is a global collaborative effort. Hundreds of developers all pitching in to build this vision of a truly personal, self-hosted AI.
And if you peek under the hood at the tech, you can see this is a serious project. That huge chunk of TypeScript tells you it's a modern, robust application. And then you see Swift and Kotlin in there? Yep, that means they're building proper, native companion apps for iOS and Android. This is the real deal.
So, what this all really boils down to is that projects like Clawdbot are opening up a whole new world. They're handing the keys to the AI kingdom back to us, the users, which, leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. If you could design your own personal AI with total control and limitless possibilities, what would you have it do? What would your perfect assistant be like?